during our visit in Michael, we actually met a practical farmer, a farmer that has missed his way, regained his way, and is actually on the right track. And he's here with us. He's going to by himself tell us a bit about his experience in this farm business. So, sir, could you please introduce yourself to us?
Okay, I am Chief Igede Richardson Mwakego. I've been in this Palm Plantation planting process and farming process ever since the year 2019. But like I told you, due to inexperienced farms I involved myself with at the early stage of my farm, I lost totally because the lack of experience of how to go about setting up the farm plantation. I had no idea the lack of capacity of getting good quality seed material. They were all fake. So that made me to lose a lot. So as at the year 2020, I restarted again following a good agronomic practice. Quality seed ordered from Michael and good planting, 9 meters spacing, and I had to know the tactics of going about taking care of oil palm. So in other words, while going into oil palm, you need to hire a good qualified farm so that you get things straight. You won't be led astray, or you won't go through a step that you will regret at the end of the day, just like I did in my first day of planting. So the practice, or the person I hired claimed he knows best, but no. At the end of the season, the dry season of the year, fire destroyed the whole of the crop I planted due to his inability to advise properly on how to go. So I would advise you, if you want to set up an oil farm, you go through the right channel, go and work with a sincere consultant, especially ordering of your seed. It has to be from NIFOR, that you will pay directly into the federal government remitter account, and you come with the slip of the remitter to NIFOR, and your seed will be given to you. In NIFOR receipt and a NIFOR package, then you are sure of a quality planting material. Then number two, your consultant has to be qualified. He has to know the 9 meter spacing, the depth of digging, and to plant. First of all, you nurse your seed. If it is sprouted seed you are going for, he has to know the techniques of handling the seed especially, and how to go about planting the seed, because all this requires technicality. If you get it wrong, you are totally wrong. Because the sprouted seed, it has the top where the flower is, and if the seed was there, I would have demonstrated it, and the down part where the root is, you have to know how to place it into the nursery part where you are filled with sand, and know the type of quality of sand to use before you put it into your nursery bag. So you have to go with the qualified and be sure that this person is a well-qualified consultant. Don't do the kind of mistake I did that someone will just tell you in month, or maybe you see him roaming a back farm and think he knows. A lot of people are dubious in that aspect. I've been a victim of that. So I wouldn't want you to go through such process. That is right. So if you planted your seed in the bag, and leave it for 1 year, next year, you know how your consultant should be able to know how to go through the triangular 9 meter spacing, taking the planting from the baseline where the sun arises, because the sun arises from the east. That is where you take your baseline from. Then you start your 9 meter, but there are technicality process to this, but those steps needs to be followed gradually.
Okay, let us do a step back a bit. How did you get into this palm oil plantation stuff? Were you born to farmers? How did you think that it is a worthwhile venture? Why and how did you go into it?
Okay. After my schooling, I ventured into timber business. That gave me exposure that there is wealth in the bush. And two, for the sake of retirement and for the fear of hunger, I leveraged the possibility way of looking for a right channel of investment to go into that. I know that as I am growing to my old age and to my retirement age, I won't lack or have a means of to lack a source of to take care of my family. So I researched and found out that oil palm has been in existence for so many years before the colonial masters came into our country and found the potential and the research and help us to develop the industry. Because before, oil palm is just what we grows at your backyard, grows in the wild, but the coming of the white men made it possible for us to know that we can have a seed, it can be process of the planting and taking care of the farm. So those are the things that push me into, especially hunger. You know, when you know that you think that you are planning for your future, you look for a channel of where to go. And you want something with peace of mind. If you don't want to meal oil, you want to sell a fruit bunch, or you want to lease out your meal, you are on point. You are seeing your cool money.
All right. You mentioned that during your first act, you made a lot of mistakes,
yes,
and you lost money out of it.
Yes.
And did you try, or did you hear from anyone about all this super gene? Did you ever encounter it? Did you implant it? Did you fall into their hands?
Yes. I imported super gene direct from Ethani, Malaysia.
You imported it?
Yes, myself. I didn't go through a third party or anybody telling me. I wrote them on their website and I bought it. And it's been 4 years now. In so-called 2.5 years, you start seeing your fruits. It's all a lie. It could be true because of their climate, because palm tree, I got to understand in my years of being in the industry, I got to understand that this palm tree has to do with your climate. Maybe the climate, because it's the real Ethani. If you check on my Facebook page, you will see the seed where I imported it directly. It's not a fake.
You imported it
directly from Malaysia.
Nobody gave it to you. No third party.
It was FedEx that delivered it to me.
And you are saying that the performance was horrible compared to
it's horrible. It's horrible, honestly. Because for my realization, I noticed that it could be a climate factor, because 9-4 has a strong resistance and it's favorable to our climate because it is our products. It's more favorable. Those pictures we see online about these produces that I'm still looking for a practical fee to visit, to have that confidence in the super gene as they claim. For that, of the say, it number two, it dies. You know, when you plant it, you just see that even no matter how you try to water it, but even at the survival rate, that assurance of 2 years or 2.5 years, you start milling this little oil to bring 5 bunches, this and that. My brother, it is not real. You want to get your seed, go through the proper channel, go through nightfall, and you get it right.
All right. In course of running your plantation, now that you are now equipped with the very good knowledge and the best way to promote to run your plantation, what are some of the problems you face in running a plantation, a palm plantation, and how do you overcome them?
The major problem is finance. You have to prepare your financial backup, because, like you heard from the executive director, it is not easy for bank come in and say they want to set you up from scratch in a small holder, a medium scale holder plantation, a small or medium scale plantation holder. You have to finance a major challenge. You have to try as a beginner to scale through. Because if along the line your farm needs fertilizer, you are not able to give fertilizer, it needs to be taken weeding, you don't have money to pay workers, you are out of business. I've seen farms that a farmer will start that first year, you will get a quality seed, but along the line, you know how financial issues is in this country. You are not able to get cash to promote your or sponsor your work. You will get stranded along the line. So finance is the really major challenge. When you have money, you will get the workers. And not only that one, technical know-how, know the right people to work with, especially, like I told you, my first stage, the mistake I made was due to lack of technical know-how. I work with the wrong people. I have to work with the proper channel, work with the right consultant, people that know what they are doing, so that you'll be able to get it and know how to advise you of the time to do your ring weeding, the time to apply fertilizer and how to apply your fertilizer, and how to look at your farm properly against sicknesses like pests, sickness from insects and all those. That is where pathology, entomology, and other departments comes into materialization to give you a good agronomical plantation that after 4 years you will be happy seeing your fruit. I know that your plantation every 2 weeks interval or every month interval, you are sure of going to harvest your produce, depending on the size of your farm.
Okay, so this is going to be like a multiple question I'll be asking at the same time. Now that you have already set up your farm, we want to know first, where is the location of your farm? How many have you planted? And do you still have hopes to plant more? Or are you contented with what you have already planted?
Okay, my farm is located in Yala local government, Cross River State. And I have successfully planted over 120 hectares.
You have already planted 120 hectares.
120 hectares.
Okay. Do you still have plans to plant more, or are you contented with what you have?
I have plans to plant more, but I'm lacking finance. So I know, like I told you, it's not easy for governments to look into. Let's now that look at the initiative that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has brought in. He said he wants to, news that is circulating. I will send you the link. He said he wants to support the oil farm industry with 100 million oil palms to be planted, which will be actualized before its tenure ends. So we pray that should be a moving trend, and let's see from there, because the last government of late President Muhammadu Buhari, we didn't have such an announcement. So this is just like a new thing coming into the government. And they want to ensure 100 million. It was Guardian, I saw the link from Guardian. I'll send it to you. They want to support farmers with 100 million oil palm, or 100 million oil palms to be planted. Also, it's spread it into cocoa and other sectors, but I am majorly into oil palm and coconut planting.
Okay. All right. Now, what is your advice to young people, whether people in diaspora, whether the people in Nigeria? What is your advice?
Okay, my advice to you is, like novice that is coming into the system, first of all, know about it, have passion for agri, have passion to see something growing, and don't wait for the 1 million. You are saying, I want 1 million before I start. Don't wait for the 10 million. Don't wait for the 100 million before you start. Start small. Have a starting point. Even if it's matter for you to plant 5 stand every year, every rainy season is time. Your first agenda is to get your land. To have a land free from stress and be sure that it is your own land. You are planting this, not a rented land. Have that first. Clear your land. Don't you have a big land and your planting material? If it is 5 seed or even 2, because with 5 seed alone, with 5 seedling, forever your household will never lack. You won't go to market to buy palm oil. No, at the end of it, your loyal family or your people you look up to, or you can say, brother, take this Ragulis rubber oil you will be giving. At least that one in your own lifestyle now. For you not buying oil among your market items. When you send your wife to market or you go to market, you're a bachelor. When you go to market, you want to buy things to cook. Palm oil is what we need. You must use palm oil to consume or do whatever you want to do, especially in kitchen aspects. So you have to start. Once it is rainy season, know it is time for planting. If it is 2, you plant. If it is 5, you plant. Then trust me, you will regret that. Oh, why didn't I just make it 100 that time? Look at now, they have grown big. Something I planted yesterday, so and so years ago. Look at how big they have grown. So those are the things. Start small. Even if it is 5, even if it is 1, but ensure that every rainy season you are sowing a seed, and that seed will grow to be a forest.
Okay, now, as a practical farmer that is already in the palm plantation business, how profitable is palm plantation? Is it profitable? Is it very profitable? Is it very rewarding? Or is it just, well, an average return? What is, as someone, this is not to give us your own experience.
Palm plantation is very profitable in the sense that everything there is profitable. What are we talking about? The fruit, the flesh. The fruit has its own flesh. The flesh has a shell, and the shell has a nut. The fruit, the oil palm, the red palm oil comes out from there. Then the shell is a raw material to some industry. Then the nut, the kernel oil, is being gotten from there. Then when you process the nuts, a chaff comes, as they call it, palm kernel cake. It's used for preparing feed for animals. Then we go to the fiber. It's useful for soap making. We go to the leaf. It's very useful for making of broom and baskets. So when you are in such a sector, you are not lacking. You have broom to sell. You have baskets to make. So it's a lot of way to empower people, to empower your cycle in your community. Some women, some widow women, some women that don't have anything doing. You can empower them that, oh, mama, come to my farm, oh, come and take this, these leaves are throwing away, because many farms, they throw the leaves away. Take it and make broom on market day. Go and sell it in the market and use that money to take care of yourself. You are empowering them one way or the other.
Okay, final question. Apart from the palm and coconut sector you have already mentioned that you are heavily invested in, are there other agricultural sectors or are there other things you farm that's profitable?
Of course. Like my land, rice grow, cassava, I do cassava every year. I make curry every year to sell. I do yam every year. I do ginger.
Ginger?
Yes. I do rice, like I mentioned. Those are the crops I do mainly every year. That gives me turnover to take care of my farm. So another advice for beginners, when you are setting up a farm, you go into other crops like cassava especially. If your area is favorable to corn, but you don't have monkeys, like in my area, I have a lot of monkeys there. So those are the ones terrorizing my corn. Like initial time when I planted corn, those monkeys come to clear them, to destroy them and eat them. So because of that, I stopped palm production. So like these crops I mentioned, they do very well in my area. So I will advise you not to only plant the palm tree, because along the line you must need some other thing to run your plantation. Easy ones, Gary is very lucrative, and Gary gotten from cassava. It's in very, if you even do, you don't, okay, like me initially, because the size of my farm is very big, like I told you. I have over 18,000 palm tree stands. So initially, when I plant that cassava, I just sell it out to this market women. They come, they harvest it and process it. It's very profitable. I use the money to well. When I see that the price of Gary is going up, and we all know that things are going up in the country, I decided to start processing of Gary also. Yeah, then my rice, I have off-takers, supply a off-taker company that comes to take from me. They go and process, but I don't have the processing equipment for it. But I have the land, I have the rice land in my plantation. So I take advantage of those opportunities.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. And we have heard from him. This is a practical farmer. This is not just a farmer in theory. And we have hope and plan that very soon we'll visit his plantation.
Sure.
He will take us around and show us this is what he's doing. So
I also have coconuts too.
You have coconut.
Yes.
You must be the next minister of agriculture the way you are going. So we'll be visiting his plantation very soon at the Crossriver State, and
Yala
local government that is going to show us the things he is farming. And this message is not directed to you watching. Don't just watch these videos and scroll away. Don't see agriculture and say, okay, I'll do it later. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time to start is now. So even if you don't have land now, as we are almost going into the tail end of the rainy season, start preparing to get your own land so that by next year, somehow, you'll be able to set up your own farm plantation. So thank you very much for
another advice I want to advise you. The palm plantation, the things that frustrate it is development.
Okay.
That is another key factor. When they came for a land, don't go for 50 by 100 or 200 by 200, or you go to the innermost end of the community where you know that when looking, you know that development will take so many years. Because if you go and plant where there is development, by the time development is encroaching, your farm is gone. Although there will be more added value to your land by the time you start selling 50 by 100, you're making a lot of money. That is where real estate comes in. So if you want to enjoy your plantation for 30 as a young, because we are trying to advise young people like myself. Yes, young youths, Not mainly boundary, look at it as old people business, but we are trying to change the narrative now. Yes, so I advise young people that go to innermost location of the community. Even if it is matters going across a river, take the land. Because you know that development will not get there easily. Your farm will exist, you transfer it to your children. So those are the things that you have to look out for. Not just where you know that there are settlements unless you want to just plan, just have a plan to design your future compound. That you live in. But in going into commercial quantity, and this from 1 hectare, and you are making cool millions from harvesting. Either you sell the fruit bunch or you mill to oil. You have to take precaution and go into a very far place to set up a plantation so that you enjoy it at the long run.